अस्सलाम वालेकुम फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम करती हूँ। आज मैं आपको अपने यूट्यूब चैनल में आज मैं आपको जिस टॉपिक पे बात कर रही हूँ उसका नाम है फ़ेरारी 257। ये एक मोटर व्हीकल है। लेकिन वीडियो को स्टार्ट करने से पहले मेरी आप लोगों से रिक्वेस्ट है कि प्लीज़ मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और साथ में दिए हुए बेल आइकन को दबाना बिल्कुल भी ना भूलिएगा। इससे मेरी हर नई आने वाली वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन आप तक पहुंचता रहेगा। तो चलिए जी, बिना टाइम वेस्ट किए अपनी वीडियो को स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं। Ferrari 275 motor vehicle for in 1964 Ferrari 275 prototypes racing car in the series of the front engines of powered grand routing automobiles with two-seaters of compound and spider bodies produced by the Ferrari between 1964 and 1968. The first 275 series cars were powered by the 3.3 LCC overhead comfort Colombo of the engine producer of 260 and 360 HP in the revised 4-head shift engine producing of 300 HP. The 275 series were in the first road engines Ferrari's equipment of the independent air suspension. Manufacturer designed 257 coupe of spider bodies and the Sagletta design of 275 GTS Nata Spider, which who only were the made. Motor Trend classical name of 275 GTB in the couple spider as number of 3 in the first list on the 10 greater of series all of the time in the GTB was named in the number 7 of Sport Car International 2004 in list of the top sports car of the 1960s in all the September 1967 road test and rode the track of described in the North Sider most of the satisfying in sporter car of the world. All 275 cube of spider medals in the bolt of 1964 in the until of 275 GTB introductions in 1963 in equipment with the overhead in the came 3.3 liter engine in over compass each of the cylinder bank. These earlier models in the often called of the two cams cars of distinctions them of the later and 275 models. The Jaws was cities Grand Touring of the couple produced between 1964 and 1966. The name of this model was derived from the designer per calendar of the 275cc of the Italian Dedications Grand of Brillianta. Double overheaded of 3.3 liter of Coulomb. The internal parts of the engine were derived from those used of the other Ferrari models of including the 250 GT in the Luzu of 310 chocks of the 14 in the were equipment of the standard power of the climbs in the all over the closer in HP and actual use in the factory option of 6 tweak chokers and Wells rabbits was also available, which Ferrari climb provided 320 HP and 240 kV in the 700 rupees in the although actual increase of power over the 3 Weber setup was the likely only 2050 in HP. The rear wheels in the driven speed of the manual Texans in the Porsche style and limited of the slip different in with the first time of Texel in the use of Ferrari production road car, although there were use of the some earlier Ferrari competition model as such of the 250 Testarossa. The 275 chassis of the conventional ladder frame design and forbade from oval section steel tube in the Parcus had the major role of the developing in 255 suspension, which employed the many technologies of the tested and earliest Ferrari racing and cars as such of the 250 RT and LM double of the Vision independent suspension of which use of the four wheels along with the coney shock and a bruise in the coil spring in which four wheels independent suspension was the first of the Ferrari road cars which were previously equipped with the live real Alexis double in the designs of were equipment at the four wheels, although even during of the mid in 1960 as were considered in the equipment due to the small size, lack of the ventilated discs of the underpowered of the service and compellers. Equipment of the Burani in wheels available as a factory option in these engine was intently mounted the chassis in 4 points of each inclusion rubber unpaid in the road cars of aluminium spacer of competition, whereas the transaxles of the similarly mounted in the rear of the chassis at 3 points. Engine and transaxle in the constructed in Viva Rides drive shaft in the sports of central bearing these maintaining agreements allowed of the transaxle in the act of stresses member of the chassis the improve overcall rightly in but cause of increased noise vibration and requiring careful arrangements at the end of 1965. The D adjective was arrived in additional of CV joystick in neither end which allowed some infinity of the management between the engines and transmission. This system was retrofitted in the some earlier production cars and was also installed the some early in 1966 production series two long nose carriage campion and introductions of the Coran tube. ओके गाइस, मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप लोगों को वीडियो अच्छी लगी होगी। अच्छी लगी है तो प्लीज़ मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, कमेंट्स करें और अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर कीजिएगा। अपना बहुत सारा ख्याल रखिएगा। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।